Hey everyone, welcome to that Trademark Life podcast. I'm so excited. I have my friend Carmen Bechard with me today. I did have to ask Carmen when I started how I have to say her last name because I swear I've said it wrong for so many years.
You probably always say it wrong.
Does everyone say it wrong or just me?
Just you.
Oh my
gosh. You're
special.
special.
How embarrassing. I've always said Bechard or B-sharp. It's Bechard.
Bechard.
Okay, well tell us a bit about yourself, Carmen.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just so honored and thrilled that I'm here. Melissa, you're awesome. I'm Carmen Bechard. I work for Remax Crown Real Estate. It's a fantastic brokerage in Regina, Saskatchewan, in Bald Ass Prairie. Actually, Saskatchewan is
amazing.
To me, the best place to live.
Why do you think that?
It's beautiful. Everywhere you go within 45 minutes to an hour, there's a lake. It's flat. You can watch your dog
run away for a gaze.
You can hurt your leg and still hobble on down the street. People are friendly. We've been social distancing here for years. Yeah. It's affordable. We have 4 seasons. I love the temperature change.
There's a lot of good things about Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
You know, I went up north, and I don't mean north. Like, to me, it was north. We were up by, like, the Battlefords.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It is so pretty.
Yeah.
Have you been up there?
Yes, I have.
It is like rolling hills. It is not flat.
See, honestly, living in Saskatchewan is one of the reasons why I bought an RPod.
Like a what?
An RPod. A little.
What is an RPod? I thought you said AirPods.
I am not shitting you. No, an RPod. It's a little camper. That way I can go and travel around and see what Saskatchewan actually has to give. It's just beautiful.
And you use it? You go out?
Yeah. It's like a little camper. But the cool thing is that like as a top producing agent, I would spend time bringing people in from other parts of the country, but specifically like, you know, just up north.
Where's your favorite spot to go in your RPod?
Well, that would be Last Mountain Lake.
Not very far.
Not very far. I am lame
all
that way
the places
as well.
she could go, and she goes 40 minutes from here.
That's exactly right.
Is that where that's where you go for the summer?
Right.
Like, do you take the trailer out there?
Right. 100%.
Oh, I got to get you a house out there.
That's exactly what you have to do.
I need to build her a house.
I know you know how to build them.
I do. Okay, Carmen, how'd you get into real estate? For those listening, I have heard Carmen's story. So I'm not just like asking that, but I am just asking that. But like you, Carmen, are a Jill of all trades.
Well, it was a kind of a weird fluke how I got into it because when I was 39, I was going to go into policing or nursing. It was one of those. And it was my sister-in-law who kept saying, why are you not going into real estate? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she says, well, every time I turn around, you're talking it, you're breathing it, you're living it. I thought, am I really? And I thought, oh my gosh, every day off, I'm searching the MLS system like a nerd.
Just to look?
Just to look. And yes, to look. How weird is that?
It's our lives now.
It's our lives now. But like I remember years ago, what happened was I had my sister-in-law and she said, Carmen, I need help. Can you set me up an appointment to view this one property? And I thought, well.
Like she just asked you that?
She was asking me, well, to come with, you know. And she said, they're not taking me seriously. And so I called and I asked if I could set an appointment up for her. And they said, sure, the lockbox is over here. And I said, well, okay. I said, I will access it. How do I do that? Like, I mean, I'm not lazy. I'll go show this property, but how?
They thought you were an agent.
They thought I was an agent. And I said, then they told me that I sounded like one. I said, how do agents sound?
Like you.
So it just was a natural fit.
I love it. What were the jobs you had previously before?
I worked for the RCMP barracks for many years as support staff. I have my Red Seal papers for cook and also informatics, transport. I was actually on a construction crew. This is the weirdest thing, but I was working on Saskatchewan's sewage treatment plant when I was young. Construction's kind of cool. It's very hard work, so hats off to anyone who does it. Like, seriously. I just wanted something different, and I joined the RCMP barracks because RCMP, I thought I would do it for 6 months. And then I ended up staying there for a good 16 years. And I just, honestly, I was not happy. I was happy in a lot of ways. They gave me really good perks, but I was just not fulfilled. And when you're not fulfilled, you really need to find something different. For anyone out here who's listening, if you're not happy, I don't care what you're doing. You have to do something different. That is so imperative. Your mental health it's all you really have. So that's when I was thinking about going into policing or nursing. And then it was my sister-in-law said, why are you not going into real estate? And I thought, well, that sounds a little bit batshit crazy to me. And I spoke with my aunt who was retiring as a very well-known, successful real estate agent, Patricia Moon, and
That is your aunt?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Learned something new on the pod. She is a very successful, like, she's a legend.
Yeah. And so I asked for her advice, and she said, Carmen, she goes, you don't have to drive a very expensive vehicle, but it should be 4-door and it needs to be clean. I'm like, all right. So I had to sell my little sports car.
That was her advice.
That was my advice.
Were you messy car?
And she said, no, I always had a little coupe instead of a sedan. And she said, you're going to be putting in a lot of hours, a lot of nights and a lot of weekends. And that's the truth. Like tonight, I'm actually showing a property in Bethune. Last night, I was showing a property in Rollo late at night because that's when the clients can get there. So it's one of those things that you have two hats, which I think Melissa is kind of insane. You have the hat of being a top producing agent and also look at your success as a builder.
Yeah.
My gosh.
It's crazy sometimes.
Right?
Yeah. Just running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But,
right.
But I love it.
Exactly.
And that's why we do it.
I love it because we help people. And when you get to matchmake, it's the coolest thing.
Do you get like the tingles?
Yes.
Me too.
Yes.
I get the little tingles when you're like, I did it.
Yes.
Like, and I know we have very similar philosophies. Like we really want to help people. And I don't like selling something to someone that I wouldn't buy myself.
Right.
So sometimes I'm in there and I just say to people like, nope, this isn't it.
I want
and they're like,
people to
what?
have
No,
pride.
I want them to be happy with it and not come back and be like, you sold me a lemon. Like I don't ever want to just sell somebody to sell something. So there are times when I tell my buyers like, this isn't it. Like they might not even know it yet, but I just look at them and be like, this is not what we are looking for.
Everybody has a different skill set and what they can do and what they can handle. And you have to know what that is.
It's awesome. So. I just love you. I think you're the greatest.
Oh, thank you so much. Right back at you.
Carmen, we've talked a bit about like life balance in work and the lack of a life work balance that comes with real estate. How do you handle that?
I take the odd hour off here and there. I might be talking to somebody work related wise while I'm painting something, but I still do my best to carve out a little bit of time for me. And I feel that's important because if I don't put how they say, like in an airplane, like if there's something that's nasty going on, they say put the mask on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're unconscious, you can't help your kid.
Yeah.
And it's true. I need to actually have your thing
on first.
Right. I need to take care of myself first so that I can be strong for my clients that are in the emotional panicking mindset of trying to find something. You have to remember, some people are very calm. Some people have a lot of time on their hands and they're in their world to make an executive decision where some people can't. And so I feel like the stronger I am,
the more you support your buyers and sellers.
Yeah.
I had, you referred me people for a remodel and they said they loved you because you just shoot it straight. And they said,
oh, I told them don't go through anyone else.
Yeah.
I said, well, here's a top 3 that you can go through. I said, but you can just really
talk to Trademark.
Save your time. Just go talk to Melissa.
Yeah. But they did appreciate when you were showing them houses. They said that you were, you would just straight up tell them if it was crap, that you had funny, like your funny little analogies that you have. And I said, that's one thing I really do appreciate with you is that you will straight up tell somebody if something's like a waste of time or not worth it, and you have like your like delivery.
It's about matchmaking because what people don't understand is that there's a buyer for every single property out there. And even though one property might not be good for my client or your client, it's perfect for somebody else's because they have a different set of skill set or a different set of amount of time really, right, to tackle a project like that. And some people are actually okay with some of the things that they see out there, and some people, they're okay with the way, you know, the carpet is and the interior of the finishes and whatnot.
Some people are not.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a true matchmaker.
100%.
Do you have a favorite experience you've had with buyers?
Oh my gosh, I have so many of those, Melissa. That's crazy.
Like one that pops out that you're like, this was like...
Oh, like yesterday, for example.
What happened yesterday?
Well, I have these sweet people. They came through me through... my wife is a school teacher, and one of her favorite students referred me to her parents, and I helped them sell their property in their a little rural community. And he says, Carmen, I want to buy a cabin, but I like to be by myself. Like I can go way up north by myself, but my wife would die. She needs people. So how do I get a place where...
By myself, but with people.
Yeah, by myself, but with people. But you know what? We did it. We did it. We did it. Yes, we did. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience that you were like, that you still laugh about? Like any one?
Okay.
That...
I was meeting a client over at a property to go and show him this. It's a multi-unit complex in downtown Regina. And I'm showing, I go up there and he's all panicking. He goes, well, there's a cat up here. There's seriously, like there's a cat like stuck in a tree, and he's just like losing his mind. He goes like, this poor little cat, and nobody's helping his cat. Humane Society, you name it. And he goes, well, I'm going to save this thing. So he owns a plumbing company, and he went and he asked his staff to come back with a ladder so we can save this cat. Well, that took a little bit of time. We got the cat down, not a problem. And then we're all excited. Okay, we're going to go look at this property. But where he was parked, it was where we both thought was behind this property, but it wasn't. It was next door.
Oh no! So you've been in somebody else's?
No. We were in the back. We were in the backyard, and so there were two multifamily properties right beside each other. And I just remember we spent so much time there, and we're like,
not even the right one.
We're not even at the right property. So
I thought you were going to say the cat went back up the tree as soon as
No.
out.
The cat was saved, and the cat was with its rightful owner, which is a good thing. This older man he was almost in tears getting his cat back, which is kind of cool.
Aww.
But I just remember we're looking around for the lockbox, and my client, he's trained, he knows what a lockbox looks like too. And the two of us are like, where the hell is this? I'm like, what is that? That's weird. Where is it? So I called the agent. I go, where is your lockbox? He goes, well, it should be right there. I said, well, it's not. And he goes, Carmen, is there a sign in the front lawn? I go, no. And I looked over and I went, oh my God. The two of us looked, and it was literally next door. All you can do is
You're a trained agent.
All you can do is just laugh at each other and go, okay, let's go next door and look.
I haven't had any. I always hear of people like walking in on the naked people or like,
oh, you know what? I had this one lady too. She wanted to go look at this property. I thought, well, I don't think it's for you, but okay. No. It's my dream, Carmen. Okay, let's just go see if it is. And we go in there, and we are warned by this one agent, okay, where the alarm is, make sure you shut the alarm off. And so I walked in, and I didn't hear any beep, like beep, beep.
Yeah,
beep,
the warning.
Nothing, no warnings, nothing. I thought, well, that's kind of different. Maybe the alarm's off. Well, that's weird. And we go around, and oh my gosh, this little guy was hiding under his covers, pretending he was dead.
No.
I am not kidding you. In his bed. Nothing stops a showing faster than that.
Did
when
you
get
run?
that, yes, when you get that little thing down your spine. Oh, we were out of there so freaking fast. And what it was this couple, they were going through a divorce, and behind her back, he snuck back into
the house.
Oh my gosh. Crazy. So there are some really, really weird things. And then I had a house in the South End when we were selling it, and the tenant didn't leave, and we didn't know that. And behind my back, he stayed there. And you know when you go to a place and it's vacant and something feels weird, and you feel like somebody's looking at you, it was really weird. He was there. And I had a showing. It was actually through your broker, good old Brid. He was showing late at night, and all of a sudden he called me panicking. I'm like, what the hell is he calling about? Maybe he's giving me a really good offer. This is exciting. And he goes, no, Carmen. He goes, you have a
squatter?
A squatter in your place. and that apparently stopped the showing too.
Imagine.
So yeah, he brought this lady through this home, and he said that they went through it, and through the dining room, there's a mattress. They brought the mattress right in.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they brought the mattress right in the dining room because nobody could see him at night then if you have the lights on.
Yeah.
And then he was standing in the garage, and all he did was he was standing in there, and he goes, "Hey."
Oh my
She
gosh.
screamed, and they ran out. So we had to get the police. We had to get the police in there.
Oh my gosh.
And then when it was sold, I had to go do a walkthrough, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Like, what if he's there?
There was somebody came in and took a whole bunch of tenant stuff, and they put it all throughout the basement, and whatnot. We had to call the police. Like, it was freaky.
Oh my gosh.
So there are some moments where,
Yeah.
but
Do you feel safe?
well, because of these weird things, you just have to.
Have your guard up.
You have to have your guard up, and that's one of the reasons why agents do qualify people. Mm-hmm. They do.
Oh yeah. Because I have a stalker. Had a stalker.
I know, and
It's creepy.
I know it is. There are creepy people out there.
Yeah. I don't think mine could ever actually find me, but they have your number, they have your all your things, and they just call all the time. This has been years
the whole
now.
thing is that like it's not when an agent qualifies somebody, it's not that they're
We're not trying to be rude.
no, but what people don't realize is that what you're doing is you are getting your other half, the person that you love the most. You're picking up your kids. You're avoiding doing regular duties, whether it's having fun together, whether it's making pancakes, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's fighting. I don't care what you think is fun in your life, but I mean, you're not doing your regular duties because you're going to go look at a home.
Yeah.
But you don't have a hope in hell of buying it because you haven't put your ducks in a row, and that's where it needs to. You just need to be smart.
Yeah.
And take a step back and actually make sure that you're qualified. Because why do you want to go into a property? Why do you want to waste time and gas and diesel? Remember, everything's increased, right? So why do you want to drive out of town, go look at a place, fall in love with it, and this is my absolutely everything since sliced bread.
Yeah.
And realize that you can't buy it. Why are you doing that letdown?
Yeah. And I think people don't understand. They think
That's
of it
where
like
we're
an
trying
agent's
to
trying to
educate
be
them. Right.
snotty and ask are you even qualified? And it's like,
Right.
no, we don't want you to fall in love with something you can't afford, or two, we don't want to have you sell yourself short and buy something that you couldn't afford a better dream.
Right. There are foreclosures out there, and that's a sad reality of our business.
Yeah.
It's a very sad reality. So
Crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think the market's going to be like in Regina coming up? What's your hunch on it?
fast paced.
More than it is now?
Yes.
Why?
Because I believe that interest rates will go down.
Oh, and we're manifesting it.
I'm manifesting it.
They're not terrible.
No, they're not.
I had
They're
Steve Ryan was on.
They're not.
A previous recording of a podcast, and he said the same thing. He's like, they are where they would have been had
They're
you
not
not
20%. I mean, my God.
I know, that's what he means. Like, they're not like, if they would have just continued to gradually go from where they were pre-COVID to where they are now, we're kind of on par with that, except we just got this little drop that was a little gift to us. But they're not outrageous right now.
No.
They're just higher than what
we want,
what
we want to do,
what we've
right?
become
What we
accustomed
want.
to.
Let's be fair, really.
Yeah.
What we want.
But they're not they're not
No.
crazy that people should not be not buying.
No.
But
And you know what? Honestly, this is my philosophy too. If you're renting a place and you're like, oh no, I love it. It's just so perfect. I love my landlord. They treat me with respect, or I like the price I pay and all this sort of thing. It's still I don't like that mindset, because it's better for you to own something that maybe you're not exactly in love with it as much, but if you own it, you have power. Mm-hmm. You're starting to create your own wealth. Mm-hmm. Eventually to have it paid off. Do you know, I got to tell you something. So I've been doing this for 13 years, and one of the very first open houses that I had this lady in who came and she was in her 50s, and she was buying her very first home. And I kind of, as a new agent, I found it kind of shocking that somebody who was in her 50s was buying her first home. And she said to me that, oh no, she said, and she lived in one of those duplexes, like one of those up and down townhouse style duplexes. And she said, I've been faithful. I've lived in the same place for 23 years.
She paid someone else's mortgage.
She paid, exactly. And she said that the reason why she's out looking now is because her landlord said, oh no, we want to retire now. We want to sell our investment. Well, guess exactly. She paid for 23 years. How?
She got them their retirement.
She got them their retirement. And then when the look on her face, when you make mention that, like, well, technically, like, that's her $250,000. I mean, she knows.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's fear. It's fear from people, like, not purchasing.
That's crazy.
because they don't want to have the hassle of fixing something.
But find the right place.
Right.
Even a condo.
Right.
Be a perfect spot.
Yeah.
For someone like that.
And then some people hate condo fees. They're absolutely
but if
obsessed with that.
I feel like there's a time and a place. Like
100%.
If you're nervous about maintenance, if you're nervous about snow removal, all that sort of thing, a condo is actually perfect for you. You're still building equity. You still have freedom, but without the fear of having to like maintain a property if you're not able to.
I had this one guy, he was kind of upset with, and he said, well, you guys are selling condos and what a scam that is. And I said, why? Well, it's condo fees. And he was just so angry. I'm like, why are you so angry over it? Well, they're charging us an extra amount. I said, do you know what a condo fee is? I said, do you ever, like you live in your own single family home in Regina Beach, do you ever pay somebody to do lawn care or do the weeds and whatnot in your yard? Or are you ever overwhelmed with the amount of snow that's dumped on you? And do you ever pay somebody to remove a little bit of snow with their own skid steer and whatnot? He goes, oh yes, oh gosh, all the time. He goes, all the time. He goes, I don't have any time for that. And I mean, if you look at my schedule, I'm always working and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, technically. So then
that's your condo fee.
That's your condo fee. I said, you're paying power, you're paying insurance. Well, yeah, I have insurance. And I said, well, those are condo fees. It's just called a utility.
Yeah.
So it's just
your yard maintenance, your exterior maintenance.
Yeah.
People are paying for it.
Yeah. Either way, you're paying to upkeep your property, whether you want to or not.
It's funny what people get upset about and get mad about.
Yeah.
It's just educate people on things.
That's exactly right. How did you become a builder?
Oh,
you
my
became
gosh.
a builder
that's like a podcast in and of itself.
I know you became a builder when you were super, super young.
Yeah, I was 23.
That is cool.
I woke up and friends of ours asked us to build them a house, and we'd kind of just built one for ourselves with a builder, but did a lot of sweat equity. And we worked for a builder. I was a realtor. My grandparents used to own a home building company. So when these people,
your grandma was really inspirational.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she was. She still is. Yeah, they were builders, and she was a realtor for like 40 some years. But yeah, and friends of ours asked us to build them a house, and we said yes.
Was it easy building for them?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Okay.
They were really good clients. I mean, we probably wouldn't have got into it had we had terrible clients to begin with.
That's fair.
No, they were really good. They were really patient. They just had like faith in us. And then all of a sudden it just took off. James's dad's a lawyer and his mom was a banker. So we had the help.
Yeah.
And then my grandparents were our mentors at the time. And then, we went from building one house to 5 houses to 10 houses. And then all of a sudden, like 7 years in, we had 113 houses under construction.
That's kind of cool.
Then we just had like a life evaluation in 2014 and tried to figure out what was going on for our family and what we wanted. And then we downsized so that it could be more custom built.
Yeah.
Because people kind of knew of us as like more production or like investment type properties, but that's
more cash flow towers.
Yeah, and that's not what we got into it for. Like we love custom building. That's seeing people like take just a piece of dirt and like bring a dream to life is pretty amazing. And then I was like, I actually started as a realtor, then let my license go, and then about 5 years ago got it back because I realized there is an ability to have both. I don't think when
you know what impresses me about your company?
What?
I think I told you this before, but it's not all builders will take that extra step and clean the ducts.
I know you love
I'm
that.
sorry, but that's an OCD issue for me. It is. That's like you going to buy. I don't care what vehicle you guys.
But not get it detailed.
Well, it's like you buying a fully loaded GMC Sierra Denali, and they're like, oh, righty, I'm going to go and take an old
air
filter
and put it in.
An older one. I'm going to like dust it off and bang the leaves off and put it right in there. Why would you do that? Like it. To me, it's just a classy.
They all come with duct cleaning at Trademark Homes.
They should though, because
it
finishes it off. You're not giving them with the dirty like.
I know they don't want our drywall dust.
They don't want
your
Tim Hortons cups in the registers.
No, and our trades are really good. They do have respect for our houses, which is nice. We have used the same trades since 2007, so they know our expectations of quality. They know what we want in a house. So like our trades don't just think of it as a job. They know that it's someone's house. So
that's cool.
That's
when
not everybody's like that, you
yeah.
know, like some people go and like, oh, I'm just doing my job. And they're like, no, we're building someone's house.
Right.
Which is a good mentality to have. But yeah. So yeah, I was young. I was 23. I had actually started Trademark the month we had our first baby, who's turning 17.
Wow.
So October.
Do you think that your kid's going to take over? Like, do you think that your kids...
I don't. Well, my oldest, no. She wants to be something professional. Like she wants to be an optometrist.
Okay.
So
that's a cool career.
Yeah. So it's a cool career. She's very, very smart.
Yeah.
Like school, like loves to be a student, loves to study. My middle one wants to be a realtor. So maybe she'll take over the home building side of it too, but she wants to be a realtor. And so she will often come if I'm showing houses to friends. Does she
like to eat cold supper?
She's not picky about anything.
She likes to have her personal moments interrupted.
Yeah, she loves it.
She loves
she loves coming to showings with me.
Okay, that's cool. That is cool.
If I know the people who I'm showing a house to, I'll just ask, like, do you mind if I bring Britton with me?
Yeah.
And because she's very like attentive, like when we're in there, she always is like, did you write that offer or did they get accepted? Like she's very interested in it. Cool. So, and I think that's like how I got into it with my grandma, right? Like I observed my grandma for years.
And you expressed an interest.
And I said I loved it. And she put me in her show homes when I was in high school.
That's child labor. Child labor.
No, I got paid. And I worked show homes. And then when I was in university, I worked show homes. And my grandma gave me a really good deal. My grandma gave me, if I had a lead that came in and they bought a house, she gave me the commission off that, even though she did the work to pay for my university.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
so
that's
like
a cool
that was,
grandma.
but I had to help. Like I couldn't just give her the lead and be done. But she showed me what a color chart was. She showed me and introduced me to the trades. So like it was paying you to do something you were interested in, but like rewarding you with a commission check that paid my university. So like if I can teach my kids that would be very interesting. So yeah, Britton loves doing the show. Like if we had show homes and she's a bit older, she could totally work them. She would love that side of it. I don't know what Cohen will do. He's very artistic. Like he's always drawing. He's always creating.
Does he ever go to the sites or does he ever?
No, like he's 10. So he doesn't know that side of the business, but I could see him being like, I don't know. I honestly would be like, if he could draw a tattoo, I would get a tattoo because he's very creative. Like he's a dragon. He draws dragons.
Oh, that's cool.
But he's really good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm trying to get him into like graphic design or like right now it's all in notebooks.
Yeah.
But if he could like put that on paper, like he's always drawing. Always. He takes a sketchbook to school every day. If we're driving to baseball, it's with a sketchbook. But like, and he's really good. So it'll be something creative on his side. But he's too little right now to like really know.
Have you ever been asked to build something really weird? Like what's the weirdest home you've ever built?
Weirdest home.
Like, have you ever built any weird walls or any like?
Nothing like too crazy recently. Like everything's custom in a way that like I tell people it's not my house, it's yours. So, but at the same time, I don't want people to build something that they're never going to be able to sell. Or if they do, they realize that this is like
personal.
This thing is not going to sell. But lots of like dog baths or like things that are like unique climbing walls. We did a loft inside a bedroom that was a vaulted, and then they put like mountain climbing things to get up into a little loft inside the kids' bedroom. So they each had lofts built in over their closets. So just like creative use of space is important. So yeah, just being like nothing weird where I've been like, oh, that's strange, but just like, I like that. Like that's cool use of space.
Yeah.
We did a house with no basement. And then we spray foamed out the attics.
I don't like basements. They're so overrated.
I know. And we don't need them in Regina. You don't need them. It's like such a liability here.
When you're getting older, you don't need them.
And that's, you know what my grandma told me? My smart, wise grandma. Our first house had a basement suite in it. And she told us to always have like an investment on your property. So if like there's all these people that are living in houses that just use their basement for storage.
Right.
And she was like, do you know how much money that is for your storage? Like if you could build a house and you're not going to use your basement, why wouldn't you put a basement suite in it? Because you're bringing in $1,500 a month then. You're bringing in $30,000 plus a year that you're just giving to storage. So that was actually like, yeah, when we built our first house, we had a basement suite. And then we didn't listen to her for our second house. And then on our acreage, we have a suite on it now because we don't use that space.
Yeah.
You might as well, you know, people are like, oh, do you like living with people? Like, who cares? Like, I don't mind. You get the right tenant down there, you get the right person. Yeah. It's not going to be an issue.
You're not living with them if they're in another suite.
They're not. Yeah, you're not living there, but like, yes, you have to wave at them, but like you wave at your neighbor.
Yeah, like you have to be nice.
You have to be a kind human to them. But like people are like, oh, I don't want them to hear me. It's like, well, what are you doing?
Like farting?
Yeah, like you're not going to hear you fart through the walls.
Like you're a really good builder.
Yeah, we could put sound in there. There's like a soundproof wall, so you don't hear the person going to the bathroom downstairs.
Right. They're not the apartment buildings from the 70s where you hear somebody farting next door. People
need to think about their house and how they can use it for investments and stuff like that. Because if you're building a house but you're not planning on using your basement for anything, put a suite.
That is smart.
Yeah, it's my grandma. She's a wise woman.
Super smart.
I'm trying to think what other wise words from grandma. She did tell me to never stay comfortable in a house, which I have ignored now. But
why does she not want you to be comfortable?
Because if you're buying your first house, in her mind, it shouldn't have been ever your forever home. Because if you're young and buying your first house, you should always be buying something that you can put equity into, sell, and repeat.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then she said, by the time, yes, your kids are in school where you need to settle down and put roots.
Yes and no. I like what she's saying, but you know what? It's a lot of work to move. I watch my clients and oh my God.
It is. Like, but you just can't keep shit. You can't keep stuff like, are you a keeper?
You shouldn't. Yeah, no. You should not be hoarding.
Do not hoard.
No, do not hoard.
Like at all.
If you can take anything out of this podcast, do
not hoard. Do you get anxiety when you go into houses?
Oh my God, I can twitch a bit.
I get really itchy when I go into places.
We all have collectibles and we all have our things that we collect.
I can't do it. I'm a very, a tidbit about me is I'm a New Year's resolution person.
Oh.
I love a resolution.
Are you a part-time New Year's resolutioner?
No, I commit.
You commit.
Do you want to? Well, like mine this year.
I'd like to hear it.
Mine this year is not that fun, but it's to wash my face every night.
That works.
I know, but I'm just like never really I know it sounds bad. Like I'm a clean person, I promise. But like washing my face with a skincare routine has like not been my thing. But I turned 40 this year, so I want clean skin. So
that's kind of cool.
I wash my face every night, but. In 2011, my New Year's resolution, and I still have kept this up 13 years later, was to never go to bed with a messy main floor. No, I will correct it. Kitchen. It was never go to bed with a messy kitchen was my first
she
2011.
Says that having 3 kids.
No, but like a kitchen. I used to have kitchen clutter. Yeah, like it's not like bad, cool. But just like kitchen clutter.
Yeah.
And you'd come down when I had little kids and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like all the bottles are still out. All the things are still out. Like you'd start your day with a messy kitchen. And so I said like in 2011. You
don't want to start your morning with anxiety.
You don't want to start your morning with a messy kitchen. No. So I cleaned my kitchen every single night. And now I clean my kitchen still 13 years later every night. And then the next year, 2014, I said, I'm never going to bed with a messy main floor. And I would say never, but like there are days where you're like, I'm sick. Or you get home at 10:30.
Right.
Like there are exceptions to every rule, but like I can say confidently that like 9 out of 10 times my entire main floor is organized. Don't go to my second because that has not happened. That has not happened yet, but never go to bed with a messy main floor because when you come down, you just feel like, I can start my day. I do a word of the year.
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the past ones. It could be a phrase too. Like back to the basics was one. Audacious.
You don't mind this year?
No. What is it?
Groovy.
How are you going to use it more?
Well, I use it quite a bit. I hope your day is groovy.
Oh, it sounds fun.
Well, it's better than
Well, words are a big play. You know what we learned this year, you and me? What word did we learn to take out of our vocabulary this year?
Just.
Oh
my God.
Carmen and I are not saying the word just anymore.
It sounds weak.
But now we catch ourselves doing it all the time. And then we laugh at each other.
Yeah.
And we put it like we have a group text with a bunch of us. And you were like, I just wrote an email. And you took out the word just like twice, you said. Because then you thought about it.
It kind of messes you up. That old Jamie Walker.
I know, she got us.
She totally got us
yes.
with it.
So we had an event and we had how did that come up? Why was that Jamie's advice? What were you talking about? How did Jamie say that one? I don't remember why
she just says it makes.
But what was our topic that day? I don't remember what our topic. We always have topics, and then we have to like contribute to the topic. But yeah, Jamie Walker said that she does not.
That's a cool name, hey? Jamie Walker.
Jamie Walker.
It's
shout out to Jamie Walker,
who
made us rethink our entire vocabulary. Can't even write an email
can't even
anymore.
Say just.
So it's not I'm just checking in. It's I'm checking in.
I'm checking in.
I just wanted to see. No, I want to see what you're doing tonight. Like the just is making you feel like
it's your invasion, that you're a nuisance.
I'm sorry to be bothering you, but I'm just. It's like, no, be confident. I'm checking in. How are you?
Yeah.
I need this.
Play on words.
Yeah. Anyways, I just think you're the greatest.
Oh, I
think you're so fun. I'm so glad that we've gotten to know each other this year and that you are a true friend of mine now. So, Carmen, how can people find you if they want to reach out to you?
Well, they can find me at Remax Crown Real Estate. I have a website, www.carmenbechard.ca, and 306-596-2342 is my phone number.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking me. You're awesome.
You're awesome.